Hello, let's do Wordle for Tuesday, December 16th. Little announcement about the wheel. I've decided that once a word has been picked on the wheel, I am going to remove it from the wheel. But if you sign up for another month as a member, then all of your words get re-added to the wheel at that point. So you can get picked at most once a month, which I think is fair given the number of words on the wheel. All right. And you won't get removed from the wheel unless you're picked. So if you sign up for 1 month, you can get your word on the wheel and it's guaranteed to get picked eventually, even if you cancel after a month. All right. Well, we spun the wheel yesterday and it told us to start with donut. So let's do it. Just a U fourth. Okay. My initial thought was OU here, but there's no O. So actually maybe something like an A or an E or an I second. Ferris is not spelled that way. What does this? U what? UL, UP, UR. Femur? We can try femur. I think that gets some good stuff. We can't really target good letters with a U fourth. All right, so it is E and then U. Oops. Let's see. What are we ending in then? Is it NS? I'm not seeing it. What else could we end in? A P? I just see the word ketchup. Obviously, that doesn't even fit. There's a lot of problems with ketchup. G doesn't look great. L is kind of my top contender here, but I'm not seeing a word. Z, X, C, V, where's on N and V, B. Okay, maybe thinking about the last letter isn't the way to go. I'm trying to think what this word is, obviously. What about first letter? We, E. Could there be a repeated E or repeated U? Very unlikely to repeat the U. Repeated E. I think we'd have to start with double E. Or we could end in UE. I didn't think about that. Venue, but there's no N. Ooh, what else could it be? I kind of like this, like VUE. Review, but there's no R. Review would have been a great guess second, I actually think. This is tough. I don't think it's VUE. What about like LUE? I'm not seeing that either. Like value is a word, but not value. What else could go here? No. SUE? Lesu. Oh. Is there another vowel? I don't see how. Let's look at first letter then, as I was going to do. So PE something U. Isn't peak a word? Nah, I don't think that's how you spell it. Like pique someone's interest. Yeah, it's PIQUE. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's not that. Not seeing anything with P. I think there's just one letter left. Or sorry, one word left, not one letter. One word left. Oh, is it segue? I think it's segue. There we go. Okay. First letter is the way to go. It makes you thinking of the word a lot easier. All right, segue. Yeah, that just took a long time to think of. Cool. Well, let's segue into the members wheel and see what we're starting with tomorrow. All right, we've got Clasp, suggested by Brit Blue. So we started that with that recently, but now it'll get removed until Brit Blue signs up for another month next month. Cool. Well, let's do some analysis. See how we did today. I'm curious if segue was the only word left. So the answer was segue. We started with donut. There were 32 words with that U there. issue is fun. It's just lemur. I did femur, which is second place. Okay. Only segue. There were 11 unlikelies. Bows. Oh, that's fun. EAUS. EAUX for bow. B-view. There was an EVUE. B-view. Jehus. Jesus. Kehua. Lehua. Pellis. Pequi. Wow, Pequi is crazy. Zebub and Zebus. All right, so the only probable answer was segue. All right. It would have been lemur, and it's still just segue. Okay, starting with tails, it's suggested start. We get the E and the S. It goes pros. Okay, and then singe. And then segue. Interesting. With the G, does that make segue easier to think of? Slightly. You have to repeat the E. Definitely a tough one today. Steal. Steal gets the starting S. We do snipe. And then scree. Oh, okay. Getting that double E. And now it's sedge or segue. Oh, what the heck is sedge? I don't know. So it gets a 4 or 5. Let me look that up. Sedge. A grass-like plant with triangular stems and inconspicuous flowers, growing typically in wet ground. Sedges are widely distributed throughout temperate and cold regions. All right, just a kind of plant. Let's look at adieu. Most popular start. We go surge, and then it's only segue from there. So surge is a great follow-up there for that use. If you do rouse instead, you can do NCU, segue. I keep wanting to say segu. Audio, spurt, and then segue. Okay. And then a lot of people start with stare. We get the S and the E. We go spine. And then sedge. We could get segue in 3. Otherwise, we're doing something like sedge and then segue. Or shove. And then now there's more options. Sedge and segue. Things like that. All right. So it's like a 3, 4, or 5. Trace tries to get in 2. I doubt it does today. It goes slope. And then sedge, segue. All right. And then, actually, I should check if it could get lucky there. Is segue... Segue is not tied for first, so it can't get lucky there. This is the luckiest it's getting. All right. And then place is the official bot start in hard mode. We go snore and then segue. That's very lucky. All right. Let's see if the official bot gets that lucky. Among other things, how people did today. All right. Give me a 97 skill like that. 78 luck. 3 steps. Let's see. So how many started with donut? 130 people started with donut. Serum being the most popular follow-up. I can see why. It turns out femur and lemur were better. Femur is second place, tied with argue and shrug. Oh, shrug is fun. Vague. Vague is probably worked out pretty well for segue. Scrub, lemur, Q, scrub. No one's getting it in 2. All right. And then I just got segue. There was only one solution left and I got it. All right. Took me a while. It gets it in 3. It goes place, snore, segue. That's exactly what I had there. Oh, we have 0.2% starting with segue. Donut was at 268. 98.8% solve rate. So we have a 1.2% failure rate. I'm going to write that down. 98.8%. All right, people losing on suede, squee, sedge. There's that sedge. All right. Now we're going to analyze the normal mode so we can see how many people started with donut. So let me just get this image here. All right, pull up a screenshot. Alrighty. Give me 94 skill, lower skill. 592. So donut is a start that people are doing beyond my viewers. Raise being the most popular start after donut. So This is people actually taking advantage of the fact that they're not in hard mode and getting a bunch of good letters after donut. I think donut raise is probably a common 2-word start to just cover all the vowels. Gets you the A, E, I, O, and U. I don't know why you wouldn't just start with raise over donut, but maybe you like donuts a lot. Playing with breakfast. Serum, femur, arise. Arise is another, just an anagram of raise. So just getting the other vowels. Vague, shrug, Q. Q. Okay. Argue. It goes sperm. That's fun. All right. And it gets it in 4. Slate, chirp. So it does a filler right after slate. And then suede, segue. All right. We have 0.4% starting with segue. And 95.6% solve rate. So that's way lower than the 98.8 from hard mode. So the meta of hard mode players solving more frequently than normal mode, if it holds. People are losing on squeeze, sedge, suede, seize, sense. All right. Cool. Well, that's it for Wordle. How'd you do? If you would like to watch the New York Times games, you can click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.